Investors were expecting a rally this week in crypto due to all the buzz around consensus, but that didn't quite happen. In fact, take a look at this chart. Bitcoin underperforming, down 5% since Monday. So let's bring in Danny Masters, chairman of CoinShares, which launched the world's first publicly traded Bitcoin and Ethereum fund. So were you surprised that the rally didn't materialize?
To be honest, I've been so busy, I didn't hear the chat about the Bitcoin rally going on before consensus. I'd say that it's 3 years now, almost to the day that we launched Bitcoin Tracker 1. Cryptocurrency was very small back then. Anyone visiting consensus this week will realize that 8,000 enthusiasts, folks coming to participate in and to build, a new financial model, a new financial paradigm. It was a very, very exciting week.
What struck me, and I wasn't at consensus, so maybe this didn't strike you, or maybe this is not the right takeaway, is that there seemed to be a lot of announcements this week focusing on custodial services, including an announcement from Nomura, which also involved your parent company, CoinShares. And so I'm just wondering, it feels like there's a sort of a maturation of the industry because with those solutions, institutions can now get in more easily.
Well, I think at the base layer, whenever you're looking at an asset class, we need to know who's looking after those assets, where are they actually residing? And that has been something that's been woefully lacking in the crypto space generally. So, yes, you're correct, there was an announcement today. Unfortunately, I can't talk about that in this particular part of the world, came out of Japan. But we've seen Zappo continue to mature as an institutional platform. They're our favorite provider and have done a fabulous job with us. We've seen Coinbase come with institutional product. We've seen BitGo and Kingdom Trust formulate something. And this is really the bedrock of what institutions need and new products need, new listings need in order to go forward.
So, Danny, I'm going to ask you the question I get asked all the time. Bitcoin down from 20,000 to about 8,200 or something. People say, is it done? But then we're seeing all this infrastructure being built. So what inning? First inning, seventh inning? Where are we?
I still think it's very early. Again, I spent maybe 15 or 20 years watching the energy and commodity markets begin from, an industrial logistics business into a high-frequency trading business, all the derivatives, indices, pricing, models, and so on that go on around that. We're nowhere near that part yet. We're not even at the part where I would say institutional investors even started in commodities. They are, because of these things, indexation, custody, and so on, aren't there to bring in those bigger people just yet.
Yeah, and
so early. Yeah.
To that point, what was interesting was the CFTC commissioner basically saying this week that they wanted to hear comments about whether or not Ether is considered a security or a commodity, because that will do a lot as to whether or not futures could be written against Ether. Is there a trade in this, Danny? I mean, do you take a look at what's going on and think, if Ether's the next to have futures associated with it, is there a trade? What would the trade be?
I would say that, the trade all along has been to realize that Ether's particular use case is informing capital and being a base for the initial coin offering technology. Now, when you overlay that ICO process with really heavy-duty regulation, that's bad for Ethereum. So Ethereum is almost the mirror image of regulation, and in as much as that's lightened, Ethereum will do well, and if it's strengthened, it'll do poorly.
So what is?
So they make some great points. Let's go over some of them. The one thing that they brought up is the rally's not coming, and if you've subscribed to this channel and you've been watching it, I made it pretty clear that I am not gonna see like a real bull run. I mean, the Goldman news was good, so obviously I became a lot more optimistic, and I would still buy maybe even a Bitcoin, and I stated I would buy more Bitcoin if it went under 7,777. But at the same time, they still don't have the custodianship set up, and large institutions that have millions of dollars, maybe even billions of dollars to invest, they're not able to do that. And so until that actually takes place, like I said, there's still regulation, there's still they're waiting for the government to kind of open this up. And like I said, it's just not the US market you want to pay attention to. This is a global asset. So obviously there's other countries like Japan that are trying to do this. So you're not going to see a major price action or a major rally until that money can obviously come in and increase the market cap. And the second part with Ethereum, like I said, it's like the regulations still, they haven't figured it out whether it's a commodity or if Ethereum needs to be regulated as an equity. This is all stuff that it's just going to take time, and that's why I know everyone is holding and they want to buy, their Lambos to the moon. But it's a long-term hold. If you're going to be in crypto and you want to invest in crypto, I really highly recommend you come in with a mindset that, hey, I have to hold this asset for a year, because obviously if you live in the States, you pay less taxes. And even the mindset of maybe 2 to 4 years, because that's where people have really profited off of holding at least Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies like that. If you look at the history, Bitcoin will go flat. Bitcoin could be negative for a little bit, but if you're one of the people that held Bitcoin for 2 to 4 years, 5 years, you've always done very, very well. So that should be your mindset. And let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you guys soon.